You know it's a Friday when you see other gig workers out and about and you hear the pinging going on from Uber Eats, and it's an immediate decline because you're looking for those better orders. And I think today I can properly say that yes, I secured those better orders because today is Friday and I decided to go out between 11:30 to 2 o'clock, and I'm keeping everything pretty much on time. Took a few minutes to talk on the phone with my brother, and we are still waiting for tips to come in. But I'm going to say today was much better than I anticipated for 2.5 hours. And then, of course, I'm going out tonight. But I am going to cover my screen currently right now, but I'll show you the order. But I'm covering my screen because I was literally in my car backing out of my driveway when this first order came in through Miami for $10 for 7 kilometers. Now, considering I literally turned on the apps and a minute and a half later I get this order, I think it was like 11:28 when it came in, that is fantastic because I'm going to drive 2.5 kilometers. And for those that don't know, my house, for example, I'm not located directly near restaurants. I have a little bit of a drive out. So to know that I got to go only 2.4 kilometers to get to the restaurant, and then followed by that, I got the drop off to the customers, which is essentially only 4.5. I'm really happy with that. Now, what a lot of people don't know when it comes to, or I would say it's a lot of questions I do get asked, how do I assess my deliveries? I look at the overall kilometers. Like, it's 10 kilometers overall, but what's it going to take for me to go from the restaurant to the customer? Why? Because I don't want it that 7 kilometers is from the restaurant to the customer. That's going to take quite a bit more time to come back. Versus the total being 7. That's what I look at, and I look at the drop-off location. So Miami was very easy, secure drop-off. Everything went fine and dandy. I cannot complain. Then I am sitting here and I'm waiting for this one to come in. So $11.79, I believe, for Baton Rouge for, I think it was 6.6 kilometers. And again, it's a 2.1 to get to the resto. So if I'm taking off a 2.1 off of the 6.6, essentially it gives me a lot less distance to travel. But as I'm inside the Baton Rouge waiting for that offer to be, or that food, whatever, to be made or ready, I did get this $8 plus change for Harvey's for what I believe was a 1.9 kilometers. So my first half hour, I secured $10. It was 20 minutes to get that $10. So that's a good amount of money for the 20 minutes. But then we're into another hour and I'm already securing about $20. Now, here's the cool part if you take a look at me on my screen, because that original offer, like I said, is basically $20 for the double stack. But do you lovely see what I'm currently seeing right now? $29.01 was what I ended up getting. So the Baton Rouge customer ended up tipping me $16, and the order itself was $106 because it was 2 filet mignon steaks. So out of that, they gave a 10% tip, which I don't expect doing food delivery. A lot of people always say, like, what's the amount you expect for a tip? Honestly, I've always said it. I want more than I'm going for kilometers, but everything is different. I don't really look at percentage-based tips as what I would in a restaurant, but it's really nice when you get them. So $23 of that order was just tips alone. It was insane to see something like that for myself, because I did get that Harvey's order. I love it when I go to the Harvey's and everything is ready, essentially, because that doesn't always happen when I get to the Harvey's. And then, of course, you got the drop-off. Now, here's the problem with the drop-offs. I'm dropping off this Baton Rouge order, and I cannot stand it. And you can comment below if you face this all the time, because I do every single time with Uber. I'm doing a drop-off, and then Uber pushes me an order just before I'm about to make an important turn or something. So of course Uber screws that up for me, but they offered this 66 items for Dollarama for $29, and it was going to take 66 minutes. Now, an hour for $29 is good, but do I trust that the 66 items are going to be there, that I'm not going to lose tip, that I'm not going to, no, I don't trust it. So I declined it, but that ended up costing me like 2-3 minutes more, and the customer saw it because when we were in person, he was talking to me about it. and he saw me take the longer way, and I said I had to take the longer way because Uber was distracting me with their orders. Nonetheless, the guy still tipped me $16, so it wasn't bad at all. And then right after this, I end up getting this $14 double stack. Now, I am one to look for dollars for kilometers, so 14 for 8 kilometers, but I looked on the screen, and you can tell pretty much by the map that there was driving to the restaurant. Because if it's 8 kilometers all the way out to drop off at the customers, like I said, it's not as much worthwhile. I gotta drive back. But out of the 8 kilometers, the best part is 4.5 of them was to both of these restaurants. We got the Grill Torino, which is over in Champlain Mall. I was not able to screen record inside because everything was super quick. But then the other one, of course, is Three Amigos. And yes, I was sitting and waiting for a few minutes at the Three Amigos, and then I just went up to the center area where they're standing, and the gentleman asked me to come over. They had the order right there on the counter. It's not like they were going to bring it to me. So I go over and I get it, and then he tells me, click start delivery. So I guess they've had a few jacked orders. Not surprised, it is Three Amigos. And I did face that the other night. I had a $20 order for 5 kilometers, Three Amigos, that got canceled because the order was stolen and they didn't want to remake it. So yeah, it does explain itself. So these last two drop-offs, they're not too far away from Boulevard Cousineau. And the good part about this is I was like, okay, it's like what, 140 or so. I'll put back on Uber, but I never expected immediately to get this one, which is one that I would rarely do. It's a Starbucks. $9 for 4 kilometers. But when I looked on the map, I knew about 2 kilometers is going to the Starbucks and the rest was a drop off at the customers. So for $9 for like 15 minutes, I'll do that. You know, I'm not going to complain about doing that, but I don't like doing drink orders because I'm so afraid of them like toppling over in my delivery bag or something like that. But nothing toppled. And now I am currently awaiting on tips. Now, for 2.5 hours, if I had to estimate my earnings, right now I'm going to say $62, $63. Could be more, who knows? But what I'm going to do right now is stamp it right now, exactly how much I've made for the last 2.5 hours. Now I have errands to run. So this is my goal, is to secure the busy hours. In the in-between hours, when I have errands to do, I do them. And then in the evenings, I'm going to do some dinner time because it's Friday. So I'm going to make bank. But am I happy with what I've made? Yes. Securing from 11:30 to 2 was a very good idea in my books. Maybe it would have been better if I got out at 11, but that's okay. Because now I'm finally back to doing some daytime deliveries. So between doing the daytime deliveries and securing my dinner times, I'm definitely going to make over my quota. At least that's what I feel within my market right now with Uber Eats. People have asked me, am I multi-apping? I was on with Skip the Dishes, but Uber Eats was so hot today that I didn't have to bother with Skip. So if I don't have to, I won't. And for these $20 orders, you know, I'm not going to go for Instacart. I'll stick with this because I find it's fast sometimes to get these orders done. So yeah, I'm happy with that. I am excited to go out for deliveries tonight, but I'll catch you lovelies in the next video.